Thank you for joining practice today. This is Renee Wright Yoga, and we will begin this 30-minute vinyasa flow at the top of your mat, rooted down into Tadasana. Your palms face forward. Start to use your breath as you grow tall through the crown of your head and soften through your shoulders as you exhale. Set an intention for your practice. And shift your arms where your palms touch over your head and seal it into your heart center. Breath in and breath out. Release your hands. Palms come all the way to touch over your head and swan dive with your exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, heart forward. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees for ragdoll. Separate your feet. Clasp opposite elbows and sway side to side. Let your head be heavy. You can shake it out. Yes, shake it out. No. Release your hands back down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Roll all the way up to stand. Shoulders back, heart lifts. Inhale, palms touch. Exhale, bow to your mat. Take it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. Clasp opposite elbows. Ragdoll. Release your hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, roll up to stand, shoulders back, chin lifts, palms touch over your head, and seal it into your heart center. Inhale, reach your palms touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, ragdoll. Knees are soft. Sway it side to side. Release your hands down. Plant your hands, high plank. Navel in, heart expands forward, crown of your head lengthens. Inhale. Exhale, lower to your mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale, cobra, roll. Your head lifts last. Exhale, release. Shift it back to child's pose. Big toes touch, knees wide. Let your head rest onto your mat. Continue to extend out through your elbows. Crawl your fingertips forward. Breath in and breath out. Shift through tabletop to downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Stretch your fingers wide and press away from your mat. Allow your sit bones to pull up and back. Rise high onto the balls of your feet. Hover in tabletop. Let your knees shift just above your mat. Your core is strong. Your mind is steady. And lower your knees softly as you exhale. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round for cat, chin to chest. Inhale, roll, open for cow, heart forward, tailbone lifts. Exhale, press and round and coil out through the spine, cat. Breath in for cow pose. Breath out for cat. Inhale, open out through the waist and the ribs, cow pose. Exhale, round it out, chin to your chest, hips forward. Come back to a neutral spine, crawl your hands forward, downward facing dog. Nice and long down dog here. Inhale, right leg up and back, open out your hip. Wiggle out the ankle and take the knee and dip it around in circles. Straighten your right leg, breath in. Exhale, knee to your nose, round and curl. Inhale, lengthen, extend. Exhale, knee to your chest, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to your chest, gaze forward and step it through. Relax your back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms high, shoulders soft. Grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand and take it up and over to the right side. Place your palms together and cross your left elbow over your right knee. Swivel your heart over to the back. Relax your shoulders. And plant your hands down. Tuck your back toe under, crescent lunge, high lunge. Shoulders soft. Come high up on the ball of your back foot and shift your chest to hover onto your thigh. Draw your right hip crease back. Lengthen out through the crown of your head. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Draw your inner thighs towards each other. Then step your left foot to meet your right. Chair pose, but keep your feet nice and wide, so more like a bear pose as your arms reach forward. Imagine you have a block in between your inner thighs and you're squeezing into the block. Micro tilt of the tailbone down as your heart lifts. And breathe. Stretch your arms up as you take a breath in and exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, high plank, and lower through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Open out your hip, bend your knee, circle your ankle. And stretch your left leg straight. You can roll around, bend up knee again, and roll out through the hip joint. And stretch a straight left leg. Inhale. Exhale, knee to your nose, round and curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to your chest, gaze forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to your chest, gaze forward, and step it through. Drop your back knee down. Inhale, rise, shoulders soft. Grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Take it up and over to the left. Inhale, both arms high, and cross your right elbow over your left knee. And breathe into the twist. And lower your hands down to your mat. Tuck your back toe under. Inhale, high lunge. Weight forward, dig it into the left heel. Lift your chin off your chest. Take a breath. And shift your arms back behind you. Draw your left hip crease back. Draw the crown of your head. Lengthen it forward. Shift your weight forward. Come high up on the ball of your back foot. Good, another breath. And release your hands down for bear pose. Widen your feet, a little wider than hip width distance as your arms reach out in front of you. Shoulders soft, navel scoops in. Hug your glutes in. And breathe right here. Fire up the thighs and the quads. Take another breath. Reach your arms nice and high, stand tall, and exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, move through vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll to high plank and lower all the way down to your mat. Point your toes, reach your arms long, locust. Lift your chest, lengthen through the backs of your knees. Squeeze your navel in as your heart lifts high. Breath. And plant your hands, tuck your toes, press up to high plank to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Knee to your chest, step it through warrior two. Use the left arm to spin you around. Shoulders soft, breath is long. Sink down, maybe your thighs more parallel to your mat, and reverse your warrior, take a full breath. That left hand can wrap behind you, wrap onto the right inner thigh. And stretch, lift that right leg, Prasarita, a wide-legged forward fold, toes in, heels out. Continue to walk your arms forward and roll your inner thighs back. Continue to stretch your chest through your thighs and aim your forehead to your mat. Open out for surfer. You can fan your left toes open, right toes shift up. Use your hands for support. And face the back of your mat for high lunge. Lift that left arm up. Stack your left hand on top of your right and swivel your heart back. Engage your inner thighs. Then bend off your back knee. Chair pose. Heel toe your feet and knees together this time. Weight shifts back into your heels and twist. Left elbow, right knee. Shift your hips nice and low, lower than your heart. And forward fold, let it go. Step the left leg back. Open out to warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And straighten both legs, wide-legged forward fold. Skandasana, surfer pose. Fan your right knee open, your right toes open. Stretch on the inner left thigh. And crawl your hands forward and drop your right knee down and stretch back for a half split. Breath in and breath out. Draw your left hip crease back. You can gaze over the left shoulder, maybe take both hands over to the left side. And both hands frame your front foot as you fold. Plant the sole of your left foot down, step it back to high plank and side plank. Roll to the outer edge of your left foot. Stack your right foot on top of your left and expand your right fingertips up towards the sky. Maybe play with a tree pose. You could reach that top arm forward, bicep towards your ear. Continue to bump your left hip up off your mat. And breathe. Super strong through that left shoulder. And come back to high plank and through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Release all your air. Take a breath in. Open out your mouth, let it go. Inhale, your left leg reaches up and step it through to warrior two. Use your right arm to spin you around, heel toe your back foot back. Broaden out through your shoulders, squeeze down your back. Good. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Right arm down, left arm up. You can take the right arm behind you. Maybe it clasps the left inner thigh. And Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold as you shift back up, toes in, heels out. And your hands rest under your shoulders, or you can interlace your hands behind you. Maintain the integrity of that flat back as you breathe. Release your hands to your mat. And Skandasana, surfer pose. Wrap your right toes open. Lift your left toes up. Shine your heart open. And then gaze towards the back of your mat. Create a high lunge. Then reach the right arm up towards the sky. Stack your right shoulder on top of your left. And spin from your rib cage. Release your right hand down. And chair pose. Weight back into your heels. Arms reach high. Hands connect at your heart center and twist right elbow, left knee. Draw your heart open. Sink your hips low. And forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step your right leg back. Open out to warrior two. Use your right hand to spin you around. Reverse your warrior. And float your hands down. Walk through Prasarita to surfer pose. Right toes peel open. Maybe your hands come to your heart for this one. Then face the front of your mat. Drop your left knee down and half split. Stretch through the back of your right knee. Take a breath in to lengthen. And a breath out to fold. Draw the right hip crease back. You can carry both hands over to the right side and maybe gaze over the right shoulder. Then shift through and make your way to high plank to side plank. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot and stack your left foot on top of your right. Left fingertips reach up nice and high. Squeeze through the shoulder blades. Bump the right hip up. Maybe you have tree pose here or another variation. Continue to breathe through it. Play with the balance. Maybe the bicep is towards your ears. The left arm reaches forward. Then move through your vinyasa. Plant both hands down. Breath in, heart lifts. Exhale to downward facing dog. Lower your knees to your mat. Take a cow pose, full breath in, and round it out, curl it out for cat. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, shift your shoulders on top of your hips. So you have your toes tucked under and your hips rest on your heels. You could flip your palms to face up for a moment of receiving. Close your eyes. Come back to your intention. And reach up, lift your hips as your palms touch over your head. Sink it down, but untuck your toes, so relax your feet. Separate your knees, rest your hands on your lower back for camel. Press your hips forward, lengthen up, and rotate your ribs out. You can rest your hands on the backs of your heels. And open through your throat, let your head dip back and breathe. Then come back out of it, rest your hands on your lower back and sink down into child's pose. Your knees can come together or your knees can widen out. Just relax your head and your forehead. Roll up through the spine. And let your right ear dip to your right shoulder. Allow your left ear to dip to your left shoulder. Come back up through center. Your chin drops towards your chest. And allow your neck to widen as your head drops back. Crawl your hands forward, tuck your toes to downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up and scoop it through to half pigeon. Breath in and fold. Hips are nice and squared, your shins pretty parallel to the top of your mat. Just widen your right knee out to the side. And breathe. A few conscious breaths to pull you back into your intention. And start to lift your chest up. As you swing the left leg around and hug the knee in with your right arm, you can hook the right elbow over and gaze over the left shoulder. Start to unwind and plant both soles of your feet on your mat to reverse your tabletop. Your fingertips point towards your heels. And lift your hips up, squeeze your glutes. And lower down with control. You can cross your ankles and come to high plank or sweep your legs around. Take a breath in and lower through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up and back. Sweep it through to half pigeon, shin parallel to the top of your mat. Open your heart, square your hips, and start to relax your forearms and become comfortable in this pose. Make sure the knee is nice and wide. And take several breaths. Keeping your inhales and your exhales nice and long. Begin to lift your chest up, plant your hands down. Sweep your right leg around and cross it over your left thigh. Hug your knee in and gaze over your right shoulder. You can use the left elbow to hook onto the knee and swivel your upper back. Gaze back. Draw the right hand close to your glute. And start to unwind. Reach both legs, plant them on the mat, and lift back up. Squeeze your glutes. Reverse your tabletop. And lower nice with control. Extend your legs out, remove the flesh out from underneath you. Reach your arms up and forward fold. Point the crown of your head forward. And lengthen your chest long. Take a breath in and fold. Press the backs of your knees down. Toes pull back towards you. Press your sit bones back. And lift your chest up. You can roll your ankles and then pull your feet, soles of your feet to touch your knees wide. And lower your upper body down as you exhale. Use your elbows on your inner thighs. Lift your chest up and extend your left leg out and connect your right foot on your inner left thigh. I'm mirroring you here. Reach your right arm up and over and start to beam your heart and your ribs up towards the sky. Soften through your shoulders. Breathe as you reach that top arm over the ear. And lower your hand and roll up through the center. And let's switch sides. Take your left foot in and extend your right leg out. Connect your left foot to your inner right thigh. And take your left arm and reach it up and over towards your extended leg. Stretching and lengthening through your spine, start to aim your heart towards the sky. You can use the back of your right elbow to gently press on the inner thigh to accentuate the stretch. Then lower and shift your chest back up and swing your left leg around. Face the front of your mat. Make sure you have space behind you. Reach your arms forward and slowly, nice and with control, make your way down and start to lift up for a little pulse of the core. Reach and lift as you exhale. Exhale, reach and lift. So nice and control, just lowering the lower back down, but keeping your chest lifted. One more. And lower all the way down to your mat. Reach your arms over your head. Lengthen your legs out. Find an arch in your upper back. And draw your soles of your feet back down to your mat. And cross your right knee over your left. Your right arm under your left. And tap knee to elbow. Exhale, tap knee to elbow. Lift your chest, knee to elbow. And knee to elbow. Keep it going for 3, 2, last one. Okay, one more. Unwind. Ooh, other side. Left leg crosses over. Wrap your left arm under your right. Tap it in as you exhale. Exhale, tap. Tap it in. Tap it in. For 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. You can sway your knees, rock side to side. Stretch your arms over your head. Draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Squeeze your knees into your chest for a hug as you sink your tailbone down and feel your spine completely onto your mat. Happy baby. Rock it out. Knees pull in, expand your arms into a T. Allow your knees to fall to the right as you gaze to the left. And dip your knees over to the left as you gaze to the right. And your knees pull back in as you wrap your arms for a full hug, a hug of self-love and gratitude for making it to your mat. And extend out for your final resting pose, Shavasana. Thank you for joining me for Renee Wright Yoga. Please allow yourself the time that you need to be right here, right now. The light in me shines in the light in you. Namaste.